Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota Pit League Season number 3. We are here with our second and last game of the day between ASUS.Polar and Cloud9. This two-game series already underway, and well, Cloud9, they took the first game rather convincingly. Whether it was a drafting error from ASUS.Polar or Cloud9 just playing solid Dota, who knows? But at the same time, we know that Cloud9, they took the game. They're 1-0. They're looking for their 2-0 victory here. ASUS.Polar looking to even things up and go 1-1. This is a Group A match right now. Cloud9 sitting at 3-2. ASUS.Polar sitting at 2-1. The draft now underway. Again, I'm joined, as always, by our production manager, Pit Muckle. Of course, our stats man, Pax, and Tralf. Tralf, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. This should be fun to watch. A Spirit Breaker Dazzle picked up right off the get-go by ASUS.Polar. So we talked about how Mag he plays a pretty damn good Spirit Breaker, and ASUS love these kind of run-at-you type of heroes and just early team fighting heroes as well. So should be fun.
Yeah, Spirit Breaker is this is a hero that ASUS.Polar and actually Virtus Pro as well are known for. Virtus Pro, I think, were the first to kind of pick it up. ASUS.Polar run with it a lot as well. It was back around Dota Pit Season 2 when we saw it a lot. So it honestly, I think this is really, really going to be interesting. Spirit Breaker, the type of hero to run at you early on in the game and can accrue a big score and kill lead for your team, but doesn't necessarily get you a lot of farm. It more so just puts pressure on the map, kind of keeps Cloud9 on their toes, and maybe even keeps them from farming a little bit. And that's the biggest thing, I think, for the Spirit Breaker. It's a pretty solid hero in that regard.
Yeah, it just... I don't know if you just said this, but it keeps them on their toes, which is a good saying. Like, it has a kind of a mental pressure on the mid lane. You always have to make sure that one of the supports on the opposite team has a TP and can respond. And even if they do have a TP, some heroes that are support heroes can't even respond that well by TPs. Like for instance, Venge has a very, very low base mana pool. So if she already used one stun in lane or plus a wave to try to harass out an offlaner, if then after that point the Spirit Breaker tries to charge someone else, even if she does have a TP, she probably can't respond because she won't have mana after the 75 mana is used for the TP anyway. So if you have the right tools to combat the Spirit Breaker, which I think are a couple of things. One, like I just said, TP response. Two, I think the biggest thing is just draft innately tanky heroes. Draft tanky supports, draft tanky mid laner that if you need to. Just draft heroes that are difficult to run down. One of my favorite support heroes to draft against the Spirit Breaker is an Ogre Magi. I know we don't see him too much anymore, but like it's a really good hero because you can stop the charge, you can keep him locked down, and it's a very tanky one. So we'll see what they want. Vengeful Spirit's not the squishiest of support heroes, so they already got that going for them. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Batrider's actually pretty good against Spirit Breaker because the Flame Break can disrupt the charge. So I've seen that happen a number of times.
Yeah, but for the Batrider, you have to pick up the Flame Break early, and that seems to be kind of an issue as well. And I think by the time he gets the Flame Break, Spirit Breaker is going to be already doing enough work in the game. And they go for a Bristleback for ASUS.Polar. They saw how much work Cloud9 did with it, and I mean, rightly so. I think this is a solid pickup. So another kind of run-at-you lineup for ASUS.Polar. Now Cloud9 have to figure out whether they want to have to deal with this Bristleback and try to fight early, or get Envy, another hard-farming hero, and have him take over the game as he's done so often in the past, which is certainly an option for them. We'll see what they want to grab for Cloud9.
I wonder if they go for like, because they're going to need burst damage now, or like they're going to need some source of damage. Batrider provides it once he gets a really good start with Firefly, but it's not like burst, it's going to slow damage. Venge has pitiful damage from the early to mid game. So I'm wondering if they go for like a Skywrath here to couple it up with a Batrider ulti. Just an overall good support. I know that Cloud9 likes it. That's an option. It's not, of course, like I mentioned, it's not a very tanky hero, so it can be susceptible to Spirit Breakers running at you. But they are going to need to find some kind of damage to deal with the to this Bristleback.
They go for the Lion, which was the other option, I think. That's like you talked about burst damage. They have that in spades with Finger, and even actually Earthspike is pretty good as well. Earthspike, the Hex is going to keep them locked down, which is good. It disables the passive Quill Sprays from the Bristleback. Does not disable the Bristleback in and of itself coming out. But Finger is still pretty good if you can hit him in the face with it. A lot like the Soul Assumption, which we saw last game coming out from ASUS.Polar. And it's just good because also we talked about Spirit Breaker charging. If he gets Hexed, if he gets Earthspike before he gets there, then all of a sudden the charge is done. It's not nearly as big of a deal. So I think Lion, it all comes down to, more than likely, I think it's going to be Misery, because he played it last game, getting some really, really good disables off on the Spirit Breaker as he's charging. And Lion's just a solid overall hero. I mean, like, It's picked most of DAC for a reason, so.
Oh my god. Oh my god,
Yep,
I'm so sorry. I had the pause overlay up the whole time. I'm really sorry about this. Oh god.
It's alright.
Oh well, hello everyone.
made
This
it.
is your producer. God. Unbelievable.
No biggie. Worse things have happened. But the line is also pretty good against Bristleback just because the mana drain is pretty effective. Like, if you get that level 4, it almost takes out all of its mana, and it seems kind of weird, but Bristleback actually relies a lot on its mana. Not so much for his spells, but to actually get the stacks up on his Warpath, which gives him more movement speed and a ton of damage since the recent change to that. So
the classic matchup, the Lion versus the Bristleback. Two ugly ass heroes.
Classic. Spikes coming out everywhere.
Yeah, it's a fun time. 12 seconds for reserve time for ASUS.Polar. What are they gonna grab? They are really thinking about this draft at this point. They're taking their time. There are some disconnects between them. They go for the Slardar. Okay, well, I mean, I guess you just
guess you just pick
literally run
Slardar.
at you the game.
I guess you just pick Slardar.
I guess that's it, man.
It's so hard to predict anything that ASUS draft. Like, you know, most other teams kind of draft in some sort of a formula. Like, oh, if they have this, I need this. All right, if I have this support, I need to get someone that counteracts or that, you know, couples nicely with that. So I'm going to get this support. ASUS is just like, it seems random on paper, but it usually ends up working out in the end. So we'll have to wait and see. They did, like you mentioned, burn through almost all of their time there, so maybe it was kind of a panic pick. This is a very, very interesting draft coming out already from ASUS.
Now the question is this a mag Spirit Breaker or is this a support Spirit Breaker? What are they?
I think it's mag. I feel like he plays it well enough to warrant just having him played all the time. I'm thinking this is going to be a mid Bristleback, just because the Slardar can't. I mean, I guess he could go mid, but I've never seen it. It doesn't.
That seems not great.
Bristleback's actually a pretty decent mid hero, actually.
Yeah, Bristle against Naga seems good. Slardar against Naga seems not great.
Yeah.
If that is going to be the mid hero for Cloud9, which I would anticipate would be.
Not going to work out for them.
Classic. You and Mobpax, man, you are a great duo.
Oh, boy. All right, so we got a Naga game on our hands. Boys, this is a very, like, Cloud9 love to run the Batrider. I've noticed this. They love running the Batrider with the Naga. I guess they realize the pick-off potential with Batrider and just being able to apply pressure on the map while Naga just farms. So Cloud9's one of the teams that still loves to do this 4 protect 1 kind of strat. So I imagine the last hero for Cloud9's not going to be something very greedy. Probably something similar to what we saw last game, like the Puck. But actually, Puck got banned out in the last phase. So Puck is out. Maybe a... Well, it's just Fought like to play in the mid lane there. They like Beastmaster a lot. Could work well with the Naga for providing vision and whatnot. Medusa, wow.
What?
That's a support Slardar, I think.
What is happening, ASUS.Polar? What are you doing? You're like reinventing the wheel with these drafts, man. First it was the Treant farm for FNG. Now it's a support Slardar, I guess. Question mark?
It could be support Spirit Breaker like you were mentioning. I just think that Mag plays it so well that I don't know. Maybe it will be support Slardar.
Dude, I have no idea what's happening in this game right now. I honestly, the game hasn't even started yet, and ASUS.Polar are just like, we're gonna blow everyone's minds. It's fine. So, all right, Cloud9. I don't know how you continue now. I don't know what you do if you're Cloud9.
There's also something more quote unquote standard that they can do this draft where they just run Bristleback off lane, support Spirit Breaker, Dazzle, Medusa, or sorry. Spirit Breaker, Dazzle, Slardar, Trilane bottom.
Oh.
Or top. Sorry, they're dire. And then Medusa mid. That would be like quote unquote the standard thing to do, but there's a couple things with that. One, I think that Illidan is their carry Medusa player. And then two, I just think that Mag is a really good offlane Spirit Breaker. So we'll see. Not gonna call it just yet.
Alright, so the reason I'm flipping out is because, and I guess it's fine, but you have this super aggressive early game lineup, like Slardar, Bristleback, and Spirit Breaker are all about like getting kills early on in the game, and then Medusa's like, I don't really want to fight for a while. I mean, I can if you want me to. I could Stone Gaze, I could come in, use my Mystic Snake, and I'll be able to survive. But I'd rather just take this late. And then the Veno for Cloud9 for Fatsa. That's actually one of his heroes that he plays a decent chunk. All right, that's an okay pick. I feel like that's a solid pick for Cloud9. That's a comfort pick for Fatsa as well. And I think that who's he going to be so Fatsa versus Mag's playing the Bristle. Yeah.
Okay, so it is going to be a support Spirit Breaker then. Darn.
All right, so it's standard, as you said before. But how standard is this exactly? Well,
yeah.
Couldn't tell you. For ASUS.Polar, they've got to win this game to keep the series even, and of course, it is a 2-game series. So going down 0-2, not the best start. Cloud9 really looking for this win though.
They got to save the rares.
That's right. That's true. If you placed rares on ASUS.Polar, they are in danger at this point.
Yep. So I would presume Illidan goes mid. Oh, they swapped something up at the last second. It is support Slardar.
But no, wait. We've seen FNG play a farming hero before.
Oh. All right.
That was the Treant. Yeah. But I don't know if FNG farms again. He is. Yeah, actually, he's farming. Shield. Yeah, he's farming. Nice. We're in.
It's DK Phobos on the support on the Dazzle. Maybe he just didn't feel comfortable playing the Slardar, and he's like, all right, I'll play it. I guarantee that's what happened.
Yeah, that's yeah, probably. Slardar though, this is very interesting. FNG farming Slardar. Cloud9 should expect this probably. Pause from Fatsa. They've got to collect their bearings. He says Gmates and disconnects from the game immediately. Oh no! Hope he's not sick. He actually is just gonna reconnect quickly. Okay, I think we're good to go. He just failed.
What the?
Uh-oh. Oh no, I believe what?
He's still disconnecting, saying go. Like he's just saying go.
It's like, no, I'm fine. Just go. It's fine. No. Listen, I'll be back in a second. Don't you worry about it. All right, he's good now. We got it. Third time's the charm. Fatsa? Hello?
This is where we look at effigies now.
That's true. We haven't done that in a while.
All right, Storm Ray Illidan is really weird.
That is a
what is this?
It's an anime. It's an anime. Well, the inscription's an anime thingy.
Well, what's the hero?
That's Morphling.
Oh, it looks like Aslan from friggin' what's that story? Never mind.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm going to be honest with you. You left
The Lion,
me.
the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Did you ever read?
I mean, I saw the movie.
Chronicles of Narnia.
I like that name sounded somewhat familiar, and then I'm like, no, I don't know what it is. But yeah, this is the inscriptions from, I think, Death Note, which is an anime. And his tag, which is, by the way, Elden Stormrage SF, is from another anime. I think it's Shirley Finette. I can't remember which one it is, though.
Never seen anime in my life. Yeah, I know.
Well,
I watched a little bit of it, like.
Did you not see Dragon Ball? Did you not like?
No, never.
Wow, you never saw Dragon Ball.
Just never got into it, man.
You are missing out on a childhood, man. Like even like I can understand people that don't like anime. That's fine. I mean, I'm not the biggest anime watcher myself, but you don't watch Dragon Ball. You're missing out on a lot of masculinity. Honestly, that's.
Yeah, never seen a single episode of it. I did watch Pokemon when I was a kid, though.
That's all right.
Does that count?
Kinda, I guess. Yeah, I suppose. Sure. Why not?
But then again, who didn't watch Pokemon, right?
Very sheltered children, I'm sure. People that are feeling miserable about their lives right now because they never watched Pokemon.
Yep.
I mean, listen. If you didn't watch Pokemon as a kid, if you're in Twitch chat, I'm so sorry. You missed out. A lot like people that missed out on Dragon Ball. I'm sorry. Somebody, we apparently have some issues here. On the side of Illidan, which we had issues earlier. Oh boy. We might be waiting a while. Well. Oh, nice. Moppex comes in to save the day. A toilet was stolen from a police station today, and it's a pretty serious crime. The police have nothing to go on.
Alright, that was one of the better ones, I got to say. I like that one.
Yeah, that was pretty good, Moppex. I give it like a 6 to 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Let's go with that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Ooh. Wow. Moppex stepping his game up. Is this where we're, Pimp, do we have the ability to throw tweets on screen at this point? Or
We could actually, yeah. I can wizard some shit up. Let's see if
I mean, not that I'd be able to see it, but actually, Eldon has reconnected, so maybe you want to hold on that.
You know what? Yeah. Oh, god damn it! Then I just unmute, and everyone is gonna be like, "Who's this guy?" Right, see your voice.
Who's this guy? Our production manager, Pimp, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody say go. Apparently, we're not going yet. Go, G, go. All right, we're in. We did it. I thought that was going to be a lot worse than it was, but it turns out to be just fine. Before we get going, I do want to say Bone7 has the double ring of protection strat. It feels like he's the only one that does this still. There might be some other players that I can't think of right now, but the double ring of prot strat, so much armor, 8 armor early on in the game. It does cost 400 gold, by the way, but
yeah.
Zai did it apparently. Cool. Nice.
The only reason I'm not fond of it, like I think the strategy of building up the armor is for a cheap cost is very, very good. The only reason I'm not a fan of it is because I like Batriders rushing Boots of Travel. And so when you run the Tranquils, you're wasting gold if you're going to switch it to Boots of Travel. So that's the only reason why I'm not a fan. But obviously it's going to make him a little bit stronger in lane. But they're actually going to charge him level 1.
Oh dear, Bone7, buddy, what have you gotten yourself into? He's in a heap of trouble right now. He did not get Firefly. This is a beatdown. And Mystic Snake should secure the kill. In fact, it does. Eldon Storm Rage does get the pickup and the bounty rune.
God.
Oh, that is probably as bad as it gets, I think, in that situation.
He's just casually starting the lane with... nice. I'm glad to see him do this rather than buy the boots. Just the Ring of Aquila. So it's going to boost his damage up +6. And then give him some extra armor, so... He should not be missing last hits here. Oh, he just missed one.
That's you jinxed him.
I knew it.
That's it.
I knew it was going to happen.
The caster curse is real. Mag of the offlane getting zoned out hard by Misery. Very hard. In fact, he got Riptide as well by EE. And EE is sitting at 3 last hits. I think he might have missed one. Mag in the bottom lane getting her spiked. And top lane is... It is free farm for FNG. As guess who's in the jungle? It's Bone7. He's like, I don't want that to happen again. I need to get these stacks going. But he'll stack them up. They'll probably go back to the top lane, get like level 2 or 3, and go from there. Or actually just take the camp itself. He stacks it. So
this is going to be so slow, but it's trying to kill stuff with just sticking napalm. Like even if he puts all his attention into getting all these stacks on to just kill this one satyr, he's still not going to hit level 2. He needs to kill more than that. I don't know if this is the right route to go. Obviously, he can't go up to the top lane because he died and they're controlling the lane better now, but I don't know.
Yeah, what's the other alternative then?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess this is the best he can do, but there. It gets him up to level 1.5.
Someday, Bone7, you will be able to hit level 2 and get Firefly and actually be able to take jungle stacks.
And now he has to stop the stack because they're going to turn around too slowly. Or are they?
Wow.
Slow.
The Hellbearer Smasher with 10 sticky napalm stacks is actually just... He's covered in oil completely. Do you see this? He's just soaked. I did not know that with every increasing stack that you got darker and darker from the oil, but apparently for the Hellbearer Smasher, that's the case. That's nuts. It's the little things, man. It's the little things that really make me excited.
Haste rune up top for Lil. So he can use that to... he's actually got level 2 as well, which is nice, because now it applies the passive bash when you use the Charge Darkness.
Well, Lil is, he's ready to charge. He's ready to fight. He could go mid on the Venomancer, who doesn't have Gale. Not that that would matter. Mag's rotating around as well, but he's going to head over and he's going to stack the Ancients, or he's... maybe won't even stack him. At some point, he probably will, but I think they have to ward it. Misery doesn't have a ward currently. What about No Tail? No ward. He has a sentry saved up, so he can actually go ward that if he wanted to. As of CS right now, Fata is leading the way with 9 last hits, and Illidan is sitting at 6, so he's missed a couple. But we do have some issues. Illidan was having issues before the game started, which is we almost were in a situation where we were kind of panicking, but now it seems that the first game went smoothly without incident, and now the second game, it's finally come back to bite us in the ass, unfortunately.
Yep. Kind of sucks. Vata's actually done really well in the mid lane so far. Like, obviously Venomancers, once they get the wards up, they can get lots of CS, but usually they don't do that much until level 3. So the fact that he's got 9 CS and 1 deny compared to Illidan's 6 and 1 is pretty good for himself. Because it's just gonna get more. It's gonna get more difficult for Medusa, whereas it's gonna get easier for the Venomancer from here on out.
Mm. Well, we still have to wait and see how the lane actually plays out because Illidan has finally reconnected to the game. We are good to go. Maybe Misery says G ? Dear. 2 minutes into the game, we've already had significant issues with lag or something along those lines. We cross our fingers. We hope that it's fine, but that's right. Go ahead and tweet us and use the hashtag DotaPit or @DotaPit. I think hashtag DotaPit. And your tweets will come on the screen. That way we'll have something to look at when the pauses are occurring. Yeah, ask questions also. Throw questions our way. Talk with us. Give us some feedback. Remember, hashtag DotaPit. That's what you got to do to get your tweet on the screen. And, well...
That's pretty funny. Did you see that?
No, what?
Can you see the drawings on
Yeah. Wait, actually, are you talking about the XD that he did? Because he did an XD? Or is it something else?
Yeah, he pinged out with the... What's it called? The, like... That kind of ping?
The control ping? The control ping?
See that? The XD.
Yeah.
Never seen that
I
before.
get it. It's funny.
That's great. That's great. That actually just made my day seeing that.
I didn't know. Yeah, wow.
It's the little things, Mott.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't even notice that until you mentioned it. I thought I was going insane. But apparently I'm not. Thank God for that. Remake, no first blood, same picks. Yeah, okay, NB. Good luck, buddy. Considering we were already past the 2-minute mark, which means that there will be a save available if necessary, which I don't even think that's necessary at all. Please log off Skype, by the way. I don't think that is the issue. Once... Well, I mean, isn't it once you have the IP, then it's already over?
Right, unmute time, boys. Alright, so the problem here is the following. You usually do have a static IP. Now, Illidan Stormage actually doesn't have a static one, he has a dynamic IP. So every time you restart your router, your ISP gives you a new IP, and, well, the old DDoS gets possibly to someone who just, you know, gets your old IP. But, I mean, this is none of your concern. You just, once again, call your IP and then you're going to be fine. So, he does have a dynamic IP. Now, the problem is, if you are logged on Skype, there are chances, even though you have the settings done right, the settings which say, I don't know, in advanced settings, like hide my direct IP connection, yada, 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 then every kind of connection attempt gets routed through the Microsoft service. So, if you try to DDoS those, well, good luck. Problem is, even if you have this connection, and if you have this... how to put it, like this option on, like this DDoS protection, I want to say. If you do have someone in your Skype list who initiates a call, or like even the call, how to put it, like the call function of Skype, if he just calls this, you're gonna see the IP because you do have a direct connection, because you do, you know, have them in your friend list. So Cloud9 being pretty mad that someone has a Skype online is actually a legit, you know, thing. As much as I had to say it, and Skype is... Yeah, you know, their settings. Skype is still crap. Do not use Skype. I mean, we have to use Skype because tournaments are, you know, doing stuff in Skype. But for voice comms, just do not use Skype. Use Teams.
There are other
Mumble,
options.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I wish I could use Mumble, but it crashes every time I open it. I don't know why.
Have you
Mumble's
thought about
amazing.
reformatting?
I've thought about it.
because we have
I mean,
questions
it's a
coming
big
in.
investment. All right, throw some questions our way then, Pim. Throw some questions our way.
Right. First of all, first question: Medusa Lincolns. Okay, just putting it out there.
Is that Is that the question? Medusa Lincolns?
I guess.
Yes, that's my answer.
Yes.
Yeah? Yes.
Yes.
I mean, we've seen a lot of people go specifically. I noticed Relic does this in Canada Cup. He went like Yasha Scotty. That seems to be the build, but I'm totally down for Lincoln Sphere. I think that's fine, specifically against Lasso and Ensnare. Seems pretty good against like everything on this team of Cloud9. I think Lincoln's is probably a solid choice for Illidan. Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, well, I guess that's answered. Next one, we have this from Keith Parker. What is your favorite and least favorite heroes to cast? This is to mod. I guess we can do the same for 12.
Least favorite heroes to cast. Oh boy, I need a hero list. Hold on, let me check real quick. Let me go to the library. Favorite and least favorite. Well, I think favorite was Axe for a long period of time. It still might be, because of just how exciting the hero is. I actually like Meepo a lot too. I love watching Meepo games because poofs are amazing, and any hero generally with a big ultimate. My least favorite hero to cast. Least favorite. Believe it or not, I am not the biggest fan of Slark. For whatever reason. I don't know why. I just don't like watching the hero, personally. It's a thing I have, I guess. And I don't know. It's weird, I guess, but thank you for the question, I suppose. And I'll direct it to Tralf as your least favorite and favorite heroes to cast.
I probably don't like casting. I feel like this is a loaded question just because they see the Nagas in the game. So my instinctive answer is like I want to say Naga, just like it's kind of a boring hero to watch, and it usually takes the game late. So I would probably say Naga. I actually it's kind of funny because it's kind of similar, but I like watching Lycan because Lycan's one of my best heroes and most heroes. I like watching the differences of how people play Lycan.
Yes.
And how they spread out the wolves. So
that's a good point. Watching heroes that you're familiar with, I think, is also something that you enjoy. You just like seeing how the pros do it in comparison, or people that you know playing the hero. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, good stuff.
You guys are good at this. I like it.
Thanks, man.
Gotta say, I mean, this is better killing time than switching to some. I don't even know, some post overlay or something, because we actually, still keep viewers alive. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Next question is coming from Nicht so Faultier. This is a very German name. What are Trev's thoughts on the current NA Dota scene or the NA scene in general?
It's interesting. There's a lot of teams emerging right now. A ton of teams are playing, and they're just now starting to get more stable. So like, for instance, my team eHug, there's Wheel, there's Black Sheep, there's Void Boys who took a game off of EG. Technically, there's Tinker now. So there's a ton of different teams. And it's hard because everyone wants to be up to that EG level, obviously, because EG's NA too, but they're just like better than everyone else. I think like you give us all like a couple more months and we're going to be up to a new level because it seems like everyone's very hungry right now. And everyone is actually taking a lot more seriously than they did a year ago. So there's a ton of teams, and they're all starting to practice finally. So I think it's, and also NEL and both, especially EEL for people that don't know, it's the same thing as NEL, but it's played on European servers, has just blown up in the last month. Like today, or actually I'll just check right now. Let me connect to the client. Obviously, there's not many NEL games right now. In fact, it's just one because it's morning for North Americans. But EEL, for example, has 5 games up. This morning when I just woke up, it had 7. There's tons of games up, so I guess that's kind of diverting the topic to European, but yeah.
Yeah, the in-house is certainly pretty big. I mean, that's always been a big part of the NA's growth. Also, hopefully the teams are like the problem I think has been the stability of teams. Teams will blow up too quickly in the North American scene. Honestly, they just fall apart within seconds, and that seems to be the biggest issue.
Yeah.
A lot of that has to do with either egos or just I don't know.
I think Americans always want to find the quick fix.
Yes.
So like something's wrong, change it right away.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to call out, but I mean the facts are there. For example, if you look at say Complexity, like I feel like they literally have a new player every single 3 days. They really do, and it just that could be the better thing. Maybe obviously things weren't working with whatever player before, but when you constantly don't work through the problems, or at least give yourself a chance to work through problems, and then maybe, I mean, obviously sometimes you need to change a player or need to change a roster, not because the player's bad, but because you don't communicate well or things like that, and that's obviously fine, but changing players like you change underwear sometimes isn't the way to go.
Maybe sometimes you need a new scenery, as it's said in like professional sports. Swap a player for another player, or just like switching a player out occasionally is not a problem. It's when you do it on like a very consistent basis, and it almost becomes like expected, it becomes an issue, and that's the biggest problem with North American Dota, I think. And like, it's great that we have this one really good team, but we have a long way to go, and maybe like hopefully, like you said, in a couple of months we might be up to another tier, but I've had my doubts because I've been watching the scene for a while. So thank you for the question, by the way.
All right, we have a very technical question, which is how does loading saves for these games work? And I gotta say, I mean, we're gonna be like, yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna do it like this, but if you have never actually hosted a game on a ticket, I mean, that's a good question. What, do you want to take this?
As far as I know, the Valve server that you're playing on, the game that you're playing in, saves every 2 minutes after the start of the game. It has to be after the 0-minute mark, otherwise the game won't save. And it will have a save state after every single thing where it saves all of the important variables, the positioning of the heroes, who has what items, who has what gold, who has everything in the map, and it saves every 2 minutes. Once you can then jump into another lobby for the tournament, and there will be an option that'll say load save, and you'll be able to load the save of the game that you're trying to host. I can't go into the exact specifics of the game because it's been a while since we've loaded a game. It's been like since the summit when we had like the big issue on the first day of loading saves and we were behind. Yeah, that's how it works. There's some issues with the runes and stuff once you load the game in also, but other than that, I think it's pretty nifty actually how they have it. I mean, it's a really cool feature, honestly, but you need it for situations like this and other Dota issues as well. So, thank you for the question, by the way.
Sweet. We have another rather technical one. Is Navi playing in Dota Pit S3?
This is Season 3, and no, Navi are not playing in Dota Pit Season 3. So, the reason being, we talked with them, and they were all about it, but the server rules were just not to their liking, so they declined to play.
Oh, we got a game, boys! Take it away.
Back into the game. We made it. We did it. Fada's getting charged. We talked about the haste rune coming out. Lil is going to go for the kill. Fox and getting back. He's going to get charged up. They need a bash, though, and that charge stun duration is not that long. The Mystic Snake goes. He's at 9 HP, and he gets the ward block off, but he still has a haste rune. Lil's on the hunt. He smells about another ward block, but he gets the kill somehow, and then he charges away. Across the map he goes. He'll take a tower hit on the way out. And then the pause from Illidan. No!
Oh, they get the quick kill, and they pause it and be like...
Got him. Let me get out of here, please.
That's got to be an awful feeling if you're fought. The worst feeling ever.
Those were the best ward placements.
Yeah, those were pretty nice.
Dota 2. I hope it's actually just a Dota issue. He could do it only through it. And then he just... Those are his last words as he fades off into the nether.
Oh, boy.
Well, Pimp, do we have anything else? Any other questions? Rip. No, I understand. Take your time, buddy. And remember, guys, we do have a giveaway, by the way. If you're interested, you can check it out at twitter.com/DotaPit. Arcana giveaways coming out from Gamers Book, and I believe from G2A as well. They have the links over there on twitter.com/DotaPit. Definitely check that out. Give it a follow. Give it a retweet to be eligible. And yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So there is another rather technical question. There is a website which is easydrafts.com. It has been advertised on Reddit the last few days, I think. It gives ASUS a moderate advantage. Do you agree? So what this website does is essentially you like fill in the picks, and the website is like, all right, this team has such and this sort of win rate against the other team. Would you agree that ASUS is actually in favor here?
Tralf, I think that's on you. You go for that question, man.
Wait, so I'm confused. It's like
There's
a
website.
Bot that you put
Yeah,
in
it's a
the
bot. It's a bot.
draft,
Yeah.
and it tells
Yeah.
it tells you which is a better draft.
Apparently.
Yeah, it's based on like data mining, big data analysis, and what is it? I think it uses bias. So for the nerds out there, this is pretty cool stuff, but it obviously is just so accurate.
Yeah, no, it actually sounds kind of cool if it factors in a lot of things. I would say probably according to the bot that it's Cloud9's favored, but for the draft, that's just my guess.
They said ASUS.Polar was favorite, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, ASUS is favored in this tool.
Well, what do I know?
That's
Get the
so
bot
hard
in
to.
here.
Yeah, seriously, have him defend himself, man. What are you thinking, bot?
Jesus, bot, get your shit together. Come on.
Yeah,
all right.
Seriously.
Okay, where was I? There we go. This is a question directed to Maud, which I guess, I mean, both of you. What do you think is going to happen to items like Yules, SNY, and Blink in the next patch?
Yules, SNY, and what was the other one? Or was that it? Blink? Was it?
Yules, SNY, Blink.
I think Blink's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe it gets increased in gold. Probably. I think Yules probably cooldown and maybe duration of up in the air, or either or. And the fact that it purges everything. But then again, I don't know. If you change too much, it becomes a terrible item. And then SNY is I don't know. SNY they don't really change it that much, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think Blink is fine. I think SNY is fine too. I think they need to reduce the mana regen of Yules. I think that's the biggest thing. I think they completely changed the dynamic of the item when they added the damage on arrival from the tornado. Totally changed the game. That small little change, but the big thing is that it does that, but it also gives you so much mana regen to just spam out in lanes, spam out constantly to farm faster. So I think that's the thing that need to change.
All right. Thoughts on variable spin time of Yules. Randomized 2 to 3 seconds.
I like being able to combo things off.
Yeah, exactly. Then I think it makes the item really bad if you can't figure out when to combo stuff.
Oh.
I don't know. That's just me though.
I wouldn't say it makes the item bad. I would just say it makes it not as fun.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Right, fair enough. What are your expectations on the Eastern Shuffle, and will the Western scene have a chance? That is interesting.
Wow.
Well, I don't know everything about it. I saw on some Reddit post that the new LGD team is going to be like maybe MMY, How, I forget the other two. But I was just excited because maybe he's like one of my favorite players.
He's good.
And I think he's one of the best, if not the best mid player.
Did you see the new IG lineup?
No.
It's like Burning,
Damn.
Chuan, June, 430.
420.
Yeah, the memes, man. The dank memes. So what did I say? June, Chuan, 430, Burning, and Luo. So it's pretty much just Burning added, yeah.
So what's Luo gonna play?
I don't know. That's the question. Everyone's like June plays off lane, and then Luo plays support, or vice versa.
I don't think that team will be like particularly strong.
You can't argue the fact that Burning. I mean, Burning could take over games, but like I agree with you. I just don't know how that team.
I thought
is
someone
gonna be good.
Well, the reason is I thought that someone in an interview said that Luo was getting kicked, and that's what I heard. But I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, I definitely think the West has a chance.
Oh yeah,
West had a chance last year.
Look at okay. Is Empire considered West, by the way? Like
yes,
I know that, okay.
I think any team that is not a Chinese team is West.
Okay. Well, Empire is super strong right now. Secret's very strong. EG's the strongest. I mean, I think it's safe to say that they just won DAC. I think Western teams are perfectly fine after the shuffle. If anything, it's better that the shuffle's happening because it's going to give them less time to work with their current rosters than, say, more stabilized rosters like EG and Empire have.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
Alright, another rather interesting one. Which hero from Han would you like to see in Dota 2 12? And I know mine. I definitely know mine.
My favorite hero in Han was, I don't know if you got any Han players out there, but I loved Revenant. That was one of my favorite heroes. So I would have liked to see Revenant in Han. There's another one that I always said too. but I can't remember. But yeah,
Come on.
Revenant.
Where's your Chipper love? Chipper is so
Chipper?
amazing. I don't know. I miss him so much. Mod, you, by the way, just make sure to mute yourself because your mic is now rather sensitive when you're typing. Perfect. Anyway, which team do you think will win this game if it goes past 50 minutes?
I would say... I don't know. I think ASUS have a pretty good chance because they have a Bristleback plus the Naga, or plus the Medusa, God. Whereas there's just the Naga on Cloud9 and I guess a Batrider. Veto doesn't scale that well in the late game. I think ASUS probably has the better advantage, but there's a point where I think ASUS might be Naga could take over the game and Medusa might not be farmed enough. There's a point where there's a small window of time. I think Cloud9 have a pretty big advantage. I think. In my opinion.
I mean, it's hard. ASUS technically have 4 cores, so if it went past 50 minutes, then you could say that they have 4 ways to carry. But the only one that can actually push out lanes is the Medusa, whereas the rest of them have not very much lane pushing capabilities, or they can't kill illusions very well. In fact, their illusion killing is horrible. They have no magic damage. The best they have is a Mystic Snake, because all the quill sprays coming out is going to be physical for Bristleback. So I actually think Cloud9's got a pretty nice late game draft. And the thing to always remember is that in the late game, Batrider can always pick off one hero instantly, which is why this hero is so strong. So.
Alright. Oh, we're good to go. Alright. Screw it, Twitter. Gonna be answering some questions in the next pause. Hopefully this is not gonna be going. And come on, boys. Come on, pause it. There we go. And it's more than 12 back to you guys.
Well, we're back into the game. Oh my. And then Spiritbreaker, of course, making sure he goes down to the Ancients. Misery, Mag, going toe-to-toe, but they're probably... It's over there. They're not gonna... Yep. Oh, maybe they will run back in. Misery throws up the Earth Spike. Mag backing away. Looks like he's gonna go to the Ancients. And Bone 7 will stack up another camp here. Charge is going in towards the Misery line, and he might get caught out. Lil is gonna probably stop the charge. Earth Spike, yeah. That's pretty standard stuff coming out from Misery. This is why Lion's good in this situation. He also had Hex if he had it available, but he doesn't. So I guess we should talk about what happened in this game so far, since it's been a while. Fata died mid lane to a charging Lil Spiritbreaker, as he was, of course, getting a haste rune. So Fata died to that. And then Lil denied himself, and they also killed Bone 7 up at the top lane for first blood. So 2-1 advantage for ASUS. It's more of a 2-0 advantage. And again, we talk about the hard farming heroes. EE is getting plenty of CS down bottom, 22 last hits. Mid lane Medusa sitting at 19, so not bad. And then the top lane, obviously, for FNG sitting at 22 as well.
That's actually, I really don't like how they do that. How if you die to a neutral, it counts as a kill for the other team. How does that make sense?
Yeah, that's just been an issue that's it's been around for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know it's been around for a while, but it kind of skews the stats of the game just a little bit, Charge up again onto mid Fata. He's very low HP. Gale actually hits him, but we'll see.
Oh, Bone 7's nearby. The Snake, Earth Spike's gonna go. Illidan diving too far in. They were not expecting Misery. Big kills coming out from Cloud9. They're looking for Lil as well. They'll probably grab him. Will he deny himself? Yes, he gets it off. The big party of creeps. They get it done. They deny the Spiritbreaker. However, still a very big kill in taking down Medusa. A hero that really, really thrives on farm and can't get it done. So, big kill for Cloud9 there.
Yep, and Bone 7 actually hits up to level 3 too. So, you can maybe stack this one more time, get some mana, go back for a Firefly plus some couple stacks and a sticky napalm. And what looked like it was going to be a horrible, horrible start for him is actually turning out to be quite a nice start once he gets these stacks cleared out. And he does stack it one more time, so yeah, that's a big chunk of change for him.
And with those stacks coming through, that is... Meanwhile, Vengeful Spirit does deny himself to the creeps of the jungle. I think he bought before he died, so I think he maybe bought a pair of wards coming out. Meanwhile, big stack for the... no, it's just a pole camp coming out that DK Phobos and Lil taking. This actually feels really big. It's a triple stack, I think. So that's pretty nice.
Literally half of the kills this game have been to neutrals so far. Just want to point that out.
They're getting involved. They're the MVP of this game. MVG sitting up top, sitting at a Quelling Blade and a Stout Shield. So he's got his treads already. Will he go for the early Vanguard that we see occasionally? That's the real question. Or will he go for that straight Blink Dagger? And I think because they have such an aggressive lineup, maybe early Blink is the best way to go, but I'm not sure. It's a tough choice. Or Spike, they're going to find out Mag. Will they kill him? It's their long range. EE getting involved. He does have Song, by the way. The Hex is going to be up as well. The charge coming through. Too late. They've already gotten the kill. They'll rotate heroes over. Misery will, I believe, have Earth Spike ready for the charge coming in. Song's ready. There it's going to go. Earth Spike does get off. Bone 7, no lasso.
He can Firefly
does have
this.
Firefly. He'll probably use it. No, they're not going to fight, actually. They're going to send some illusions. And Botsa rotated over. He was expecting to maybe fight, but has to go back to the lane. He's like, team, what's up? I thought we were doing stuff here.
Well, Mystic Snake cleared out all those illusions instantly. I know it's only like level 2 or something, level 1 illusions, but they also give him back mana, which is kind of nice, so. Illidan, despite that was a very weird dive, I gotta say, the last time they charged mid. Just got totally caught up inside the trees there from the Lion and fed one away, but he's still doing fine. 35 CS to him compared to the 30 for Venomancer. So relatively even, but he's out on top a little bit. As he should be. I mean, he got first blood and a bounty rune to the start, so.
Yeah, Illidan also... They might be... Yeah, they're stacking the jungle for Illidan as well. So he'll be able to split shot, but he actually doesn't have any split shot yet. He will have Mystic Snake to use, obviously. That'll do a decent chunk of damage. So yeah, he can take it with Mystic Snake. That's fine. Do they have any other stack camps? I'm not sure. I don't believe so. Nope. No stack jungle camps besides the hard camp there. Mag has been getting... not a lot of CS bottom, but he is getting plenty of levels. He's level 4. But how about Bone 7? He's level 6 now. 1,500 gold from that stack, that huge stack that we talked about. His blink is very close to being done. That is crazy. EE sitting bottom. Mag is he's sitting pretty close. They could look for it in snare, followed up by an Earth Spike. They're thinking about it. Riptide's gonna go, and then they're gonna decide against it. They'll back away. Yeah, it looks like he spotted them out.
And Envy's actually the one to check the bottom rune, and then Lion's gonna take a couple CS. Oh, because he bought a bottle. Alright. So the Naga has a bottle. It's gonna help him sustain a little bit. Bottle's really good on Naga too, because once it's in the mid to late game and you pick up an illusion rune, it just makes it so easy to split push every single lane. With a total of, what, 5 illusions? Yeah. Well, actually 7 if you get the Manta too.
And Envy's all about having bottle in the game. It's not like he drops it early on in the game, like a lot of people will for other items. He likes having that bottle for efficiency. He also is up to 1,600 net gold right now, and if he gets an Aquila, he'll lose some gold, but then he could... I mean, he's already farming up the storm. 54 lasted at 8.5 minutes, and he's missed out on a couple because he did go for the bottom rune twice, in fact, like you talked about. Mag is looking to stack up his Ancients, maybe, decides against it, he backs up, and he can't decide what he's doing. He thought about stacking it up, and then he's like, no, I'm going to go mid. Weird. And Bone 7 is 200 gold away from his Blink Dagger, by the way, at 9 minutes. And I guess that's standard timing, but he was not even in the top lane for even a moment. He was there for the first blood, and then since then he's been solely in the jungle. And that's insane to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really good for him. Like, I was really fearful that he wasn't going to have any good timing on his Blink, but the kind of dives that ASUS had a little bit with the Spirit Breaker, and then, you know, Illidan giving up a free one, it's helped him out, certainly. Because once he hit level 3, it was just very, very easy for him to finally clear those stacks.
What about Fata in the middle lane? He's sitting up at 1,200 gold. We'll see what he goes for. Maybe he gets that early Ags. Mech Venomancer, I'm not sure if that's still a thing or not. I think you have enough mana for it to work out.
Yep, we'll see. I think he probably just rushes an Ags or something. But Lil trying to get some levels in mid, which he will probably get. But there's a Batrider with a Blink Lasso. Had a smoke purchased from the Lion as well. Lion, who actually just purchased that smoke too. He's only got 4 CS, but he's up to 1,400 gold himself. So Misery's really
that is insane. He gets a bounty rune as well. Meanwhile, there's going to be the Venomous Gale and the Poison Nova. And he'll try to charge away. He is still in trouble. Another... Oh, that Plague Ward might be enough. Is he going to die to Roche? He's going to die beforehand? Yes, he couldn't get there in time. He was too slow. They also get the Medusa kill with Misery jumping in and the Batrider Lasso as well. Rotation from DK Phobos too late, as well as another hero, I believe, which is going to be FNG. Gale comes through. Fata in trouble. There's going to be the amplified damage coming in. Poison Touch onto Bone 7. Gotta rotate maybe another hero in. FNG so slow from the sneaky napalm. The Gale misses the Slitherine. Earthspike about to go. They get the crush off finally. Earthspike could come up and it might get off to one. Magic Missile as well. Blink forward. Bone7 really wants this kill. Wave of Terror. He is gonna find it. They're running over ASUS.Polar. Lil comes back in to die yet again. It looks like he's gonna fall. It's a double kill for support Venge. Mag is way late to the party. He's like, hey guys, can I help? No, man. You just have to back up. Your team is dead.
Yeah, that's the second rotation from FNG, but both have been before he's picked up his blink, and before he died right there, I think he was up to 1900 plus gold, something like that, maybe close to 2000. He was very, very close to the blink, but this is really going to slow down that timing for him, which I think is not what you want to do on a hero like Slardar, who just doesn't really do much without a blink at all. So hopefully for his sake, he can TP back top, get some farming. I think someone gave him the TP so he didn't have to spend the extra gold, but yeah, this is really bad. Like, Naga is going to have a relic here in just 500 gold. And I don't know. I don't know what you do. I don't know if Illidan can really farm this fast with the Naga having early Radiance like this.
No, he's 1 point split shot. I mean, the Mystic Stake will help, but he needs a miracle, I think, to get some kills, to increase his farm. I mean, if they can somehow hold on after the Radiance had a couple of items come out, maybe they're in an okay position. Getting kills is the first step, and Fata is going to get caught out, it looks like. The charge is going through. Lil actually cancels it as he's too close to the tier 1 tower, and they know that diving in that last situation was not the best course of action, and that's really what caused the issue. Bone7 now with a Blink Lasso ready to go again, which she already used on multiple occasions. We'll head top lane, and he'll look for a target, maybe FNG to stop that Blink Dagger, which is, again, very close like you've discussed, but MV has his relic now picked up. The courier heading to the Secret Shop. It's going to fly out over to Envy now, but we keep our eyes on the top lane as they are looking for a target. Who will they find? Firefly is going to go. They see Lil. Blink Lasso's about to go. They will catch him out, and I think they just leave him. Yeah, they might grave him, and he might be able to survive. He'll maybe charge away. Swap out, stops the charge. Beautifully done. The Wave of Terror gets the kill. They see FNG. They get the Poison Nova off, and he might not get his Blink again. Slithering Crush is going to go. Oh, the right click, the Poison Sting coming out as well. The Stone Gaze actually helping out. Bone7, his TP canceled. Fox is about to fall. Big turnaround, and Mag gets a double kill. Big fight coming out from the side of ASUS.Polar. Big turnaround.
Yeah, they really needed that. It's also good for them, too, because Bone7 used his TP out, so he's not going to have that to go somewhere else. He has to walk there. Did buy the 4-staff recipe, though. So he didn't waste any gold, which is very, very good for him. But the problem still stands, man. This Naga has a Radiance in less than 900 gold.
There's also a Blink Dagger on the line at 13 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem, I'd say.
Yeah, that's... Misery is in a fighting relationship with Line. Blink, he is 1-2 when he gets it at 10 to 15. He is 4-0 when he gets it 15 to 20.
That is
Misery,
weird.
you got the Blink too early, buddy.
Maybe he gets carried away, you know, gets a little excited.
Yeah. And 6.83. Thank you for that. Yeah, I did make that distinction, as always. Small packs with stats. No-Tail has an earn as well. I mean, they just have a bigger... I mean, they have a big advantage. It's 5,000 net worth lead. Experience-wise, it's only 2,000. It did dip down in favor of ASUS a little bit after that last fight, but there's still a long ways to go. Because we've talked about... I mean, there were 3 heroes up there for Cloud9. For ASUS.Polar, they rotated almost every single one, if not every single one. That means that Misery was still farming mid, which gave him that Blink Dagger, and Naga was still farming bottom, which gave her that Relic and almost Radiance. And she's even getting CS with her illusions. And Envy is just sitting in the trees currently, not really worrying about a thing. And his illusions are actually doing a lot of work.
Yep, safely split pushing until he wants to be very, very sure he gets this Radiance before dying. There's so many times where heroes will be in this position where they're so close to a core item, like a bear who's close to his relic or something like that, and then they die a couple times right before they get it, and then all momentum is lost. So he wants to make sure he's very, very careful and out of harm's way from a charge into any other kind of further aggression.
They're diving into Mag right now. Massive TP rotation. They missed the Earth Spike. No-Tail has to TP out. And actually, he might make it. He will. Will Fotz be lucky? I don't think so. He has TP. He's going to use it. Blink, they see him now. The charge is going to go. Fotz gets caught out. He's going to fall. It does pop the Poison Nova, but in the end, that won't do much. They'll all back away. I guess you could say space created for C9 because they rotate every hero top again except for mid lane, but I don't know. It's still very tough. with that fight. They got the kill on FNG. I guess there was a finger coming out from Misery that I didn't expect. I did not think FNG would stay top after getting poisoned over. And apparently Misery just throws out an Earth Spike and a finger. And it's just that easy.
Damn. Nice play. He's got the blink though still on Slardar. Radiance has come out for the Naga, so let the fun begin. As he's also picked up a haste rune. So it's going to be very difficult for you to gank him. It's also a pretty good hero against Spirit Breaker too, because like Spirit Breaker can't really kill Naga unless he does connect with the charge. But with the Song of Siren up, it's very easy to just stop that. Unless of course he's charging through fog and they don't have vision up, which actually their vision's not that good. They have one ward that's up near their jungle, but doesn't really show any other angles that the Spirit Breaker might come from.
Oh, Misery, what a sick play. Blink, Earth Spike. He is gonna... Oh, okay. He saw that, I guess, Fox was there. He decided not to charge. He canceled it almost immediately after using it. Tier 1 taken out by Misery. He's having a heck of a game. So that's the first Tier 1 of the game, actually. And as the game progresses further, Envy will probably be able to push further. But I mean, like, at this point, it's just gonna be a farming game. We won't see much happening, probably. Only Illidan farming bottom, Envy gonna farm the jungle. Maybe Fox dies or gets a couple kills, but other than that, I don't think anything crazy is gonna happen.
Yeah, I also don't know about the maxing of the Greater Bash over, like say, Charge of Darkness. Charge of Darkness scales pretty nicely as you level it. The stun duration scales by 0.4 each level, whereas the stun duration scales by only 0.2 of each level for the Greater Bash. Now, obviously, you get the Greater Bash when you charge in, but the movement speed is also nice for the charge, and the other thing that scales for Greater Bash is your movement speed of damage, but it's not really that impressive anyway, and it's pretty much there for the static 17% chance to bash rather than the actual damage. So, and now he's secondary maxing the empowering haste, so now it's very curious to me.
Not a big fan of the stun duration, apparently. Either way.
I feel like when Mag plays it, he maxes the bash, or maxes the charge, but
yeah,
I could be wrong.
Misery might be dead here. Wave is going to go. Lasso onto Mag's going to pull him up onto the high ground. The Grave will get off. Yes, he does have a TP scroll, but he's going to be sitting here probably until he dies. Goo's going to go. Close Praise being kind of annoying. Envy walking in. Phobos already used his Grave. Earth Spike's going to fly. Goodbye, Phobos. Goodbye, Mag. They flame break him off the cliff. They get the kill regardless. I think he was trying to TP out. I'm not sure. Illidan in the mid lane going to come through. FNG looking for somebody. Not going to be able to find him. Gale, I think, does connect. No, it's just the Poison Sting. There's the Stone Gaze. He's out of mana. No Tail looking for maybe a swap. Can they find it? I don't think so. And the Illidan will walk away. But that is a Tier 1 tower taken. Big fight again. Earthspike comes in. Misery actually finds him. Can he get the figure off? He's going to get charged instead. Misery going a bit too hard. Swap could go. Instead, not going to use it. Blake's the third crush onto 2. Support's in trouble. And maybe a bad initiation from Cloud9. A bad chase. No Tail will fall. Fata and Envy, they actually have to use their... Song of the Siren. Charge is going to get canceled by the song. No, he actually stops it. Okay. All right, ASUS.Polar. Good turnaround.
Well, there's the bots up onto Naga. Like, yeah, maybe they win a little small engagements and skirmishes there, but I think the overall problem is lurking in the form of a Naga with bots radiance pre-20 minutes. Mantis Tau actually done pretty early here for Illidan, so that's very good. And the one drawback, if there is one for Naga that has a vast radiance, is that you don't really get a lot of experience when you're running Naga, just because you're mostly farming separately with your illusions. But obviously, that's something he'll be willing to trade off for the tons amount of farm he'll get.
Yeah, the levels might not be there. This 6-slottedness probably will at some point in time if everything continues on the way that it's been going. FNG just take the tower bottom, I believe, and he also has a Ring of Health, so he is going to go back for that Vanguard more than likely. In the middle lane, they are pinging out Illidan Stormrage. They know that they want this hero. Bone 7 is going to Firefly and continue to run, but Illidan backs up smartly as nearby was also Fata. Bone 7 will sit in the trees, so clear up the creep wave real quick. And now, actually, I think this is the smart play. C9 are taking over the enemy jungle. If there's any way to stop the farm of an enemy carry, it is by taking over the enemy jungle. They also should keep their own jungle safe, because FNG is currently in it, but they don't seem to be prioritizing that.
Yep,
he just seeps out.
Goes back for the Vanguard, which I think is actually still fine. I think it was, like, imagine, I feel like the game would have been way different if he just rushed the blink before trying to, you know, make rotations that unfortunately didn't work. Obviously, it's completely different if the rotations did work, but that's the risk you run when you try to, you know, move around the map early before you get a core item like that onto a hero like Slardar.
Yeah.
Charging still coming out onto Fata top. Let's see if they go in with this. He does have a blink up ready to go.
Oh, wow.
And they have a ton of vision in this area.
Yeah, exactly. We discussed this. They have the entire, well, not the entire jungle, but they have a pretty deep portion of the jungle covered. And Cloud9, I'm surprised. I didn't even see that blink come out from Fata. He's pretty farmed too. He's up to 7,000 net worth. They really want Illidan, but Bone7 is nowhere near to be found. And he has plenty of mana. Actually, his mana is low. Oh, he got Mystic Snaked. They know. Meanwhile, Southern Crush on a Fata. I'm not sure what he was doing over there. Poison Nova not available. He does get it off finally as I think he bottled up or popped the regen. Big Daddy knows he'll get a bash backward and backward. He'll go down. Illidan gets the double kill. I mean, Cloud9 are making some questionable plays with these supports specifically, and even Fata too. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, they had a vision of that too, because here actually a Batrider lasso onto Mag. They're attacking him from the front, and he will be falling. Misery tries to blink out. He's going to use the mana drain there. He's still getting charged though, but I don't know that the charge actually is going to work. Although he is actually running on the top side. The ward did just fade. We'll see. I don't think he gets this though. Yeah, he's going to back off.
And Will has to be a bit downtrodden. Oh, no free kill, no free lunch for the Space Cow. He'll go back to farming instead. And I mean, all the while this is happening, while they're getting kills, while they're fighting top lane, Illidan's farming and Envy is farming. The two biggest heroes, making sure they're across the map, spreading their love, their illusions, their split shot, what have you. But again, we talked about it, the Naga just farms faster. That's the simple fact. And as we talked about earlier on with the question from the Twitter sphere, there will be a Lincoln Sphere purchase up for Medusa, and I think you have to go for that item this game.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Like, you can't get lassoed. You get lassoed, you die. And they don't have really any... They have defensive measures to try to keep him alive for longer, but they don't have defensive measures as far as getting him out of that problem. Like a swap, like an Abaddon shield, like an Omni... Hell, even Omni Repel and Heal doesn't save you from that. They don't have any ways of getting him out of the area, which is the biggest problem. So yeah, Lincoln's is kind of paramount here.
Uh-oh, Fata. Ooh, blinks away. Does get the Gale off. Amplified damage. Bone7's coming up. The rest of the team rotating on the backside, but they're kind of far away. They might need a TP. Instead, they're going to find the Medusa on the backside. Lasso's going to go in for Bone7. He gets bashed up. Medusa ensnared up. He is about to fall. He will go down. TP's up. Fata's still alive. Bone7 did trade his life away. He was the martyr. If that GTP away, he'll make it out in time. Charge from Lil. What about him? Can he get ensnared? Song's going to go. Is it going to go? It just catches on the edge on the Lil. EE. Beautifully timed. Magic Missile goes. He does pop up the Empowering Haste, but still in trouble. And Snare finally available. Gets juked. Now gets it off. Charge up in one. He won't make it out. He was trying to find that target. Does not go. Turns into a 3-for-1. The bigger kill going for the side of C9 as they pick up Illidan, who does go down.
Yeah, they picked him up at the very start of that fight, which is really good for them. Actually, more than just good for them. It's amazing for them because he was starting to get out of hand with these last... He got like the last 2 kills on the side of ASUS, a double kill for him. He's up to level 16, which is 3 higher than the Naga, but the Naga is just going to be soaring after that. With about 5k gold, picks up a DD, still continuing his farm. And this is also a good Naga game in the sense that you're already going to build a Diffusal Blade, but it's even equally better against the Naga, who, so reliant on her mana pool.
I'm actually curious. Did they pick Illidan's Medusa last? Yeah, they did pick that last, right? So they picked that into the Naga. That's kind of a bold decision, don't you think? Because of the Diffusal Blade carrier?
It is a little bit, yeah. But, I mean, they love to draft some wonky things, and... I mean, it could have... They just had some really weird plays in the mid to early game. Early to mid game, I should say. That really just kind of set the pace. Like the diving, for example, behind mid.
Yeah.
Letting Illidan die like that to the Lion rotation was just bad. It also gave what was going to be a very horrible game for Batrider. It gave him a new start.
Oh, he even has a freaking Mask of Madness. They're going to find out Illidan. Mana Drain is going to go. He has Stone Gaze. He just gets it off before he loses the mana. The last one's going to go through, so he won't even be able to get out, even with the Stone Gaze. They rotate all 5 heroes up. That is how highly they value killing that Medusa. But with that Medusa down, They will spread all over through the jungle. They did use a lot of abilities, Lasso included, as well as Finger of Death, but they still have Poison over. They still have Song of the Siren. They still have Swap. Speaking of which, Botsa jumps in onto Mag. There's the Earth Spike coming in. Lil's going to try to chase this. Nether Strike actually gets hexed up. Lil in trouble, right-clicking down. Song's going to go. Poison Nova as well. And look at Envy zoning out the rest of the team. Mag and DK Phobos were stuck. Lil was left alone. Phobos does get off his grave, but he's earned up. Mag's about to fall. He will get 1 kill in the end. Phobos getting chased down. Medusa still dead for 26. Riptide. Envy diving past the tier 2 tower. Big slithering crush from FNG. Does get magic missile. No lasso, but there's the ensnare coming up. No Riptide mana. Doesn't matter. Big slithering still goes down. All 5 are donezo, and that is going to be a triple for Bone 7. Big fight for C9 as it has been for the entire game.
Yeah, I don't know. When they get Medusa killed right off the bat, I just don't think they have the means to fight it. And he's actually going to TP in here. Can he get the kill on the Big Daddy No Tail? Nope, he cannot. Doesn't have the damage. And even his split shot, like I said, it's not that impressive against the illusions until he gets a ton of damage.
Yep.
Because they don't take that much physical damage, they take a lot of magical damage. So, which again, Aces are very much lacking.
Now, what's your choice here for the Naga Siren? Oh, well, never mind. That answers that question. He went for the defusal. Well, with that ending of that fight, we will send it over to Pip Muckle for our first replay of the day. Pip, what's up, man?
Right, hello everyone. Now we got me talking because of a legit production feature. Alright, let's see. So Mag gets initiated, he gets just sucked off because of the line, he's just completely dry. So he can't stack too much, he's trying really hard, and then Envy comes in. And Envy is owning this whole fight just because of his insane ultimate. No one could do anything, there was no grave. The grave was very late on DK Phobos, and I gotta say, Envy was just showing off here. He is so far ahead in gold, and he's still just pulling these insane team fights off. So I gotta say, boys, man, this is gonna be so hard for VP to come back. VP, yeah, Aces. But well, let's see it. Mod, back to you.
Thanks, Pimp. Yeah, they have a 10,000 net worth deficit now, and only going to get tougher as long as he continues to farm. And now with the Diffuser Blade, I mean, Illidan wasn't really a problem before. He's going to be even less of a problem if he gets some right-click with his illusions onto him, because then all of a sudden the feedback goes, Illidan just runs out of mana, and that's it.
Oh, there's that illusion rune I talked about. So the Manta plus the Diffusal. He's going to have 7 illusions, I think, is what I counted. So.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Pretty damn good for Naga. There's 3. He's already got 2 popped. And the 2 more spreading it out. Tons of map control for him. And as you mentioned, yeah, in the last fight, he did a really good job about, like, they were fighting on one screen and then up a screen, and he was sleeping everyone else, so they couldn't help out. It was a really nice spreading of his hero. And, you know, you talked about how Naga Siren, who's going to go for Diffusal, maybe it wasn't best to pick up Medusa into that, but also the Lion. The Lion's mana drain just kind of owns Medusa as well. Pretty much takes out, I would say, half of his mana pool in just one go. You can cast it a second time. So it's really good.
I mean, Illidan has done nothing this game because he's been prioritized, and they know how to play against this Dusa. And they're trading a tier 1 for a tier 2. This is not the best trade. Are they even going to get this? Envy's rotating up here. They're going to rotate all of the heroes. The tower bottom is pretty much already gone. They're going to Sog. They're going to try to fight. They've already caught Illidan. This could be a disaster. Envy's walking through trying to catch everybody they possibly could. Lasso's up Illidan. Nice counter initiation for FNG, but he cannot save the Medusa, who already goes down. Poison over Earth Spike onto only one. Big grave. Mag going through. Swap out. They're going to try to keep No Tail alive. He won't. Mag getting a kill. They will take down 3 heroes. Mag getting low. He does get diffused by EE. He'll get the kill. 4 down. Lil's going to fall. It's another 5-man wipe. And ASUS.Polar continue to take poor initiation after poor initiation. You've got to wonder how the resolve is after that last engagement.
All I got to say is, bot, you were wrong, man. You were wrong.
You were.
In your face. Because Cloud9 played the Naga plus Bat for Protect 1 very nicely. It's like, if I was to say over the last year, just what's the most, you know, prominent draft coming out from Cloud9, it would be something like this. The Naga plus Bat, and then a very decent team fighter, but team fighter that creates space mid hero, like the Venomancer. And they run it very well. This is like their bread and butter. And I don't know how do you stop this at this point. Naga Siren's just going to be invulnerable when she gets the heart as well, which she's well on her way to.
14,000 net worth lead. I mean, for God's sakes, the line's going to have an Ags and 1,500 gold. I think At some point in time, if you're Illidan, you have to think of divine territory just because of you need sheer damage at this point, but that's not even really the issue. It's survivability for Illidan. It's both. It's twofold. He doesn't have damage, he doesn't have survivability. And these illusions coming in now. And yeah, I mean they're kind of squishy now, but when they get that heart, what do? There's not much. He also got a Defusal 2 after the last fight. He's already up to 3,000 gold. EE is super farmed. He's A0-7. He's 659 GPM. They have yet to take Roche. They probably could take it now if they wanted to. We're holding off on it, though.
I really approve of what he's done, and I don't see many players do this because they want to get the full value out of the full 8 charges of your first Defusal Blade, but with the recent change to how many stats it gives you just for 800 gold of the recipe, is it 800? I want to make sure it is 800 gold. Yeah, 700 gold, actually. It gives you an extra 15 agility, and the 4 intelligence isn't big, but the 15 agility for 700 gold, that's like the most value upgrade in the entire game. And I think it's really smart that he upgraded it immediately. I don't see enough players do that.
This is... I'm also a big fan of the Defusal 2. But, yeah, they just take Roche. They know that they... another objective is in the way for them, and they'll take down Roshan. They'll get the Aegis at 30 minutes into the game. ASUS.Polar are hemmed into their base. They really... the only person outside is FNG, and he's even a bit scared. They know they're off the map, and I think they saw Fatsa on the high ground, so they're kind of expecting them to just jump on somebody. Misery picks up a bottle DD. EE picks up the Aegis, gives the bottle to Misery, so that's actually Envy's bottle. The bot's up to the top lane. Meta it up, probably walk back towards mid, and then try to maybe look for a pickoff or somebody. Now, you look at ASUS.Polar, it looks like they're just stacked at mid. They have a smoke. Are they going to use it? I don't think so. They are so afraid right now.
Eul Scepter up on the bat, so the Eul's plus his boots to travel, plus his Mask of Madness. I think he's going to be haste speed when he pops the... Yeah, it gives you 130% movement speed, so he'll be at 522. Yep.
He is looking for a fight. He doesn't see anybody yet. They don't have a ward on the high ground. He thought for a second. He might have to wait for another Firefly cooldown. For 30 seconds. Yeah, they'll keep the creep wave in.
I thought he was going to see him, Slardar, because it is daytime, and he does have extra vision for Firefly at daytime, but...
They're kind of trying to fight. I think this is ASUS.Polar's last gasp. Lil gets spotted out. He actually could charge away. If they went, that could have been their last gasp. But they get the Euls off, and maybe they have to go now. Flame break out. They're looking for a fight. He's actually out of mana. Phobos does get off the grave, but in the end, he actually does fall. They're just diving the base at this point. Slithering Crush misses completely. Blink Lasso and onto FNG. He's about to fall. No buybacks for anybody. Illidan might have it. No, he definitely doesn't. Stone Gaze going, Song of the Siren to keep everybody in place. They'll wait out the Stone Gaze. Misery's ready to go with her spike. Onto 2. He's going to find it perfectly timed. Out of mana. Mag's getting low as well, and this is probably the end. And ASUS.Polar getting absolutely run over. No buybacks. 5 dead for a 3rd time in a row, and that is GG.
Yep, well played by Cloud9. Interesting drafts in both games, actually, from ASUS. I thought they had a really good start. They just kind of let it fall away with some questionable dives in the early game from the charging of the Spirit Breaker. But it was like I said, it was a very bread and butter draft coming out from Cloud9. They've run this a ton with great success. And I think the bigger problem is actually the Bat Rider, who should have had an awful time, man. He got first blooded, was trying to take stacks with just sticky napalms and auto attacks. But then got a freebie and got his free level 3, and then that helped him get that fast level, or that, I should say standard timing of a blink, which really got things bad for them. I also was a big fan. I know it's not very appealing, but the mid lane Venomancer I actually think did a lot of work that doesn't really show on the stats board. Just being an annoying hero with lots of AoE damage and then throwing out all these tons of wards to cancel blinks and whatnot. You don't see it on paper as it being an amazing hero and doing a lot, but it does do a lot of work in these fights. So I actually really like the Venomancer pickup too.
Yeah, and I also think it allowed them to be aggressive early on. And I think what it really comes down to, though, man, was ASUS.Polar just made some questionable decisions, like you talked about. Time and time again, it's just they dove towers, they took fights that they weren't supposed to really take, and that put them in an awful position where they had to fight later on, and eventually it became too difficult. Well, that's going to be it coming out from Cloud9 and ASUS.Polar. Cloud9 taking a 2-0 victory. That puts them up to 4-2. Now ASUS.Polar 2-2 in Group A. Quite the series coming out. We do apologize for the delays. Another week to do about that. Hopefully Illidan's internet is a bit better. Hopefully Fox is feeling better after we heard he was not feeling great. So shout outs to him actually playing a really solid series, as he always seems to do. Well, that being said, of course, make sure you guys check out. We do have a giveaway at twitter.com/DotaPit. You can find all the links there. Make sure you follow and retweet, which is, of course, the giveaway is presented by G2A as well as Gamers Book. So check out twitter.com/DotaPit for more information. If you've enjoyed the casting today, remember this is the HighGroundTV production crew. My name is Mott. With me today is Pitmunkle. You can follow him at Pitmunkle. You can follow Tralf at Tralf.Dota. Mottpax at Mottpax. And, of course, you can follow me at MottDota. And with that, guys, have a fantastic evening. Actually, before we do go, I want to point something out very quickly. In that Greg and I will be actually going to PAX East this weekend. I'll be there from the 6th to the 8th, and I'll be back Monday to do some Dota Pit casting. But if you are at PAX East, if you are on the East Coast and you have tickets to go to PAX, I'd love to see you guys, catch up with you, hang out. So I'll be around. Just look for Greg and I. And we'd love to hang out with you. With that being said, we will see you all later. Have a good evening, everybody.